group and an Instagram, and this is the first time I have done this, so I'm kind of like, So I'm looking back and forth between everything. Let's hope everything is all good to go. So if you're on Instagram, you're not in my free Facebook group, you need to get over there. It's fun, it's great, it's a lot. We've got a big post going right now, a big thread. Girls are just interacting with each other, one after the other, getting to know one another. Just kind of a place that you can interact a little bit more off of Instagram. It's just a little bit different. You guys know how Instagram works and then how Facebook works. But I do have that free group. I am going live in there right now. And I am really, really excited about being able to start this series that I'm doing. I've been talking about it for a little bit now, and I'm pumped to give you guys part 1 of this 5-part series that I'm going to be doing this week and a little bit of next week. What this is doing is actually leading into a super big birthday bash that I am throwing. It is my birthday next week, but I am throwing this for you guys because I know 2020 has just been, it's been a crazy year for so many people, and it's just time to have some fun, give back, get you guys really pumped and really excited about your goals and ending 2020 on a good note. We have let's see here. We have 45 days left in 2021. 45, that is it. Oh, thank you. 45 days left in 2020. And I want you to kind of think about this. You've got 45 days left. There's a lot that can go on in this 45 days that will set you up to start 2021 on a good foot. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that not very many people probably want to bring the baggage of 2020 with them into 2021. We want to feel like we are going to start fresh. We want to feel like we are starting new and that we're really starting to make progress. That's a big thing at the beginning of a year, and I have a feeling so many people are going to be all about that this year. So that's what this 5-part series training is on. Literally, what are the top 5 nutrition habits that you are likely doing right now that you need to really stop doing before 2021 comes? Because if you keep these things up going into 2021, you're likely going to continue on the path that you're on. If you are here and really needing to lose weight, lose 5 pounds, lose 10 pounds, or really just kind of learn about how to transition from feeling like you've always been on a diet to feeling like, okay, now I'm just living a healthy lifestyle. The effects of that are coming afterwards because I'm doing the right things every day and my mindset is correct. And I'm really after a healthy lifestyle versus let me lose a quick 10 pounds. Okay, so that's really just an intro into this series and what I'm doing today. Bad habit number 1 that I'm going to talk about is the fact that we have to identify that you are on a cycle. Okay, you're on this cycle and you really don't even know it. This is the thing that keeps you stuck. So often I hear whenever I get on the phone with you guys or we talk in DMs or we talk in Facebook, whatever it is, I hear a lot that, man, what I used to do just isn't working anymore. I used to could just kind of restrict a little bit and, you can't hear me on Facebook. I used to be able to restrict a little bit and then lose weight, that kind of a thing. Okay, I'm going to end that there. I used to be able to restrict a little bit and then I would be able to lose weight. I could lose a quick 5-10 pounds and then, hey, I'd be good to go and I would just be able to move on. And that's kind of the cycle of things that worked for me. Well, now that just doesn't cut it anymore. I can't do that. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Or a lot of people say, I eat clean. I know about clean eating, but I'm still not losing weight. And the core of that is that there is a cycle that you're on. A lot of that cycle has to do with your mindset, your mentality, what it is that you're telling yourself, what these habits are that have been ingrained in you for a while now that you need to identify and break. If we don't do that, then you'll never be able to really get out of the cycle. So we're going to start with the groundwork here in this series that I'm going to do. 5 videos, but we're going to start here at the groundwork of things. And that's what we do in the BZH Academy. Is our goal is to give you a strong foundation. I'm not going to start up here if we haven't even assessed the foundation. We've got to assess the foundation, which is what we're going to do today. So everybody has this kind of loophole. I call it a cycle that you're on, okay? Or you could feel like you've been in the same place for a really long time now. You have to identify that. Is that you are always looking and hopping from diet to diet, or you get really bored with something and you're someone that you get kind of that shiny object syndrome and you go from one type of thing to the next all the time? Or are you someone that restricts all during the week and then on the weekend you completely binge and then start over every single week? And that's just a cycle there. The point of the cycle is it's keeping you stuck. It's not letting you get out of your cycle and actually make progress. A lot of the times we don't realize that in that cycle, you can be doing a whole lot of work. You really can. You can be working out. You can be eating clean. You can be drinking water. You can be eating organic. Like, you can be doing things. But at the end of the day, if it's not getting you closer to your goal and you don't feel like you're actually making progress, then in reality, you're really just doing busy work, which that's a sad truth. That can kind of like take you down really quick. So you want to identify, okay, am I actually doing good, productive work that I'm seeing a results on the other side of that? Or am I just doing busy work? And the first thing you need to do is get really crystal clear on that. And then you need to get really crystal clear on the fact of where you want to go. A lot of the times we don't know where we want to go. And so if you're watching now, I would love for you guys to interact a little bit. And I want to know, do you guys feel like you are on a cycle? We have a few people watching. And if you are willing to just kind of comment and put that out there, or if you watch the replay of this, do you feel like you are on this cycle that I'm talking about? You're staying busy, you're doing something about it, but it's just not coming through on the other side. Anybody? And so what we need to do is identify that, first of all. Hillary says yes. Good. Okay. And so it's very, very common. It is, that's the number one thing that I hear is just that I'm doing this. I don't know what's wrong. Well, you're on a cycle. Everyone kind of has their own cycle, their own kind of habits that they end up falling into, and we always fall back and revert back into those old habits. So we got to identify that. The goal now is you need to kind of change your thinking from, look, I just need to, Julie says, I don't think I have any structure at all. Okay, that could be a cycle as well. It's just kind of like a free-for-all. There's just no structure. We're just going to throw a lot of things at the wall and hope to see what fits. So what we need to do is start thinking here. Okay, what I do now, the habits that I get out of my life, the habits that I bring into my life now, no matter how old you are, no matter what your health is right now, they will build upon one another for the next 45 days of 2020 and for 2021 and for 2022. And what you want to think about is this. You can either start to work to build that solid foundation that you need now, and that solid foundation will be able to become stronger and stronger and stronger as you build upon it. Or you can continue to put it off and you can continue to try to really go on your cycle and try to keep doing the same things that you've been doing, and it's likely going to not lead you anywhere. You're likely going to feel like you're running your head into the wall. Okay, so you can either get it taken care of now, or you can get it, you can say, you know what, I'm not gonna address it now. I'm just gonna keep trying. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. And you're gonna look up 3 years later and you're gonna be in the same place that you're at now. Or you might even be farther along. You might even be like, I look in the mirror and I just don't even know how I got this way. Or I am so addicted to sugar and food and and all of these things, and I'm so unhappy and I don't know how I got this way. Well, you got this way because you've been years and years and years in this cycle of yours. So we want to look at it and say, okay, we're at a crossroads. We can decide if we want to stay in this habit, or we can decide to say, look, I'm going to deal with it now so that myself in 3 years or in 5 years or in 10 years doesn't have to deal with it. Take care of it now, get to the root of the problem, so that when you're older, when we're in our 40s, when we're in our 50s, I'm about to be 33 years old, I don't want to be struggling with this. Thank God I dealt with this years ago so that I'm no longer struggling. If I hadn't have, I would still be struggling at 33. I would still be struggling at 35 and at 40. Same exact thing for you. You have to decide, look, I'm going to get out of the cycle. I'm going to identify it and I'm going to move forward. So what you want to do is exchange that cycle, whatever your cycle is, whatever your habits are that kind of keeps you going round and round, for some sustainability, for laying a foundation brick by brick by brick every single day, with some accountability, with some guidance, with someone that can really lead you along the way to get you to a place to where you can do this on your own one day. Okay, that's what you want, but you've got to start with that solid foundation, or else you will always end up failing, unfortunately. You will always end up feeling just like a failure and pretty much crappy. And so what we want to do is we've got to break the cycle. It's not easy to break that cycle, because think about it this way. We all carry around a big backpack with us. This backpack we have had since we were little, and self-limiting beliefs go in this backpack. Bad habits go in this backpack. Things that keep you stuck go in this backpack. The mean, unkind words and thoughts that you have towards yourself, they all go in this backpack. Well, we carry that around with us everywhere we go. If we don't unpack the backpack, you'll never get to the root of the problem to truly get over it and feel completely free to move forward with your life and live in complete freedom and have joy and be building a life that you love. And so yo-yo dieting is going to go in there. Restricting and then binging is going to go in there. Having no plan at all, falling on and off the wagon. All of those things are going in that backpack. You just need to decide to do the hard work now for yourself and do yourself the favor now to start unpacking the backpack and build that solid foundation. But you have to realize, if I go about it the same way that I have been for months now, or in some cases for years now, it's very, very common to be doing the same thing or be struggling and really be in the same spot for 10 years. But you have to identify it and say, the same strategy is going to give me the same results. And so if I want a different result, I'm going to have to do something a little bit different. I need to go about it in a different way. I need to think long term for myself and my health. Not only for what I see physically, but I want to feel good emotionally. I want to look good in the mirror, but I also want to feel great. I want to know that I'm actually healthy from the inside out, and I can live a life that's healthy, and I can teach my kids and my family and my husband, and it will bleed into other areas of my life, which is exactly what you want. And so we want to do this in a way that is going to be sustainable for you. If you do not have sustainability in your life, it is not going to be something that you can keep up, which is why, different diets such as Whole30 or cleanses or detox or different things like that, they're focused on a time frame and a time limit. Those things aren't necessarily weight loss programs, okay? It's for a certain amount of time. Let's get that certain amount of time, that thinking, out of here. Let's start thinking long term. This is no end in sight. This is, let me build a foundation so that I can enjoy the journey from here on out and balance things out. That is what you want. And so I said this once before, and it rings so, so true. When we as women are a mess inside, whenever we're always trying to look for the next thing, whenever we're unhappy, whenever we're not putting ourselves up on our to-do list and really taking the time to make our health and ourselves a priority, when we're a mess, our life is a mess. The outside is a mess, okay? Here's an example. I cannot work and get things done with my business and with what I need to do for the day if my house is a disaster. if my office in here is a disaster. I just can't do it because what I see on the outside is also a reflection of what's going on the inside. I've got to have things in order. When things are in order in my house here, it's going to be reflected out here. Your family is going to start running smoother. Your mothering and your parenting is going to start running smoother. You're going to have more patience. These things are going to come out in every other area of your life. And so think of that. You've got to clean it up in here before these other things can get taken care of. If you're somebody that feels like you're running around with your hair on fire all the time and you're always putting out little fires every day, all day, I've been there. That has been me in my life just a few years ago. If that is you, you have to get this taken care of first. Then you can take care of the rest. Okay, and so that's what this is about. Start with that foundation. Is anybody feeling me right now? Does this make sense? Does this hit home? Is this helping you guys in any way just to kind of start off this series of what we need to get rid of going into 2021? Will you let me know? I do have a few people that are commenting, which I love. Let me know. Good. Good. Julie, good. I cannot wait to talk to you in just a few hours. Good. Whitney says this is so helpful. Good. I'm so glad. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so really then, this is the foundation. We're taking it from the ground up. Whenever people go and builders build a skyscraper, guess what? They actually start way down deep in the ground. They don't even start at ground level to build that skyscraper, okay? So because we know a skyscraper is super tall. In order to get super tall and get where it wants to be, it's got to have strong roots. It's got to have a strong foundation under the ground. So they actually go in and they dig way down deep and they make a very solid foundation. That's what you need. If you're on a cycle, if you've been on a cycle for years now, if you just can't get it right and seem to make progress without being set back every few weeks or every few months, you've got to start from the beginning. You have to get that strong foundation. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today, or what we're talking about today, but that's what we're going to be talking about over the next few days and in this series is these different things, but it all starts with the right mindset and the foundation. Okay, this is definitely something that you do not want to take into 2021 with you. Let's get it. Let's kill it. Let's kill it here. Let's say, okay, I'm not going to think this way anymore. And it's not going to happen like this just because you say I'm not going to think this way anymore. You have to actually have actionable steps and accountability and help to be able to turn and go a different way. Sometimes it's not easy to get out of a cycle. If you've been in it for a few months or if you've been in it for a few years, it's not easy to do it on your own, which is what we come in and truly do with our clients. Sometimes you just need someone to say, let me take care of this. Let me do the thinking for you. That way you can just go and do it. You're going to start stepping out of your cycle and going a different way. And then after a while, you're going to start adapting and adopting those new habits to become your own habits that will work for you. We're going to unload that backpack so that you have room to feel free, so that you have room to start this thing that is a lifestyle, so that you're not sitting here trying to build something on a rocky foundation. So let's start here. I want you to really think about which cycle you're on. Are you somebody that's always chasing after that next shiny thing? Are you someone that never thinks long term after a vacation and you just want to lose the weight for vacation? Whatever it may be, or you just have zero balance in your life, you need to identify what that cycle is, number one, and then you have to say, okay, I've got to get this taken care of now. I'm not going to wait anymore, because if you decide to wait, you will be 6 months down the road, you will be a year down the road, and you will be setting yourself up for failure long term. Do the work now so that you do not have to be 5 years down the road. You do not have to be 35. You do not have to be 40. You do not have to be 50 years old still struggling with the exact same thing, because it will happen if you are not cognizant of it and if you don't take some action to actually stop it and go a different way. Okay, so this is number one. We're taking it from the beginning. I hope that this has really kind of opened up your eyes just a little bit. Hey, Dave, opened up your eyes a little bit today and helped you to start thinking differently. That's what this is all about. We're going to take it step by step and we're going to start thinking differently. All right. This is, really just the first of this series. We're getting ready. I am about to be opening up and offering a I'm so excited about this, a very, very big birthday blowout sale that I have never ever done this before. This is brand new for us. To be honest, it is a little crazy and a little scary with what we're doing, but we're going to go for it and we're going to do it because I want to truly help you guys. And I have talked with so many of you throughout this whole year. Some of you guys felt like, you know what, now just wasn't the time. I wasn't really in a place to where I could commit or whatever the case may be. And I totally get it. But if you have been on the fence about if you need to make a change and if we are who you need to make a change with, and if you want us to be coaching you, there will never be a better time to join our program than now, than when we launch next Friday, this birthday bash, and we give you guys all of the details. So I'm super excited about it. And I know there will be a few people that are like, okay, I'm ready now. If that's the case, you guys can just leave a comment here and, say me, or you can DM us and we'll get with you on the details there and you can kind of have a head start from other people. But this is something that is designed to truly be the last thing you're going to need. If you never start with a solid foundation, you will never have lasting results. Okay, guys? If you're watching on the replay later on today, interact here and let me know about that and those cycles that you're on. These are the first steps to really starting to make a change for yourself. I hope you guys have a great day. You will be seeing me a lot more. I'll be back on here tomorrow with part 2 of my series. Love you all. Thanks for showing up and we will talk soon. Bye.